Hello everyone and welcome into my craft space. Today I want to do a fun little mass make for Mass Make March because it is the 2nd of March here and it's a beautiful day outside here in Western Washington today. Not supposed to be tomorrow, but hey, it's a great day to craft still. What I have here on my desk is the mini collab pages from Line.Arrow. This is the US letter size. And there was actually 6 pages, so I cut out all of these things, well, some of them anyways. And they're here on my desk, already cut out, ready to go. I did glue mine onto some book page because it would make the pieces a little thicker. I printed out on regular copy paper and then put some book page. You can see the backing there, but that's not really important. We're just gonna have a good play today. And what I would like to mass make with you guys today is some paper clips, some hidden paper clips. And these were freebies from Line.Arrow. I'm on the Line.Arrow design team and love Natalie's work. You can find these for free in her Facebook group, her free Facebook group, Line.Arrow Junk Journal group. And she always posts wonderful, beautiful freebies to play with and is always more than generous. Look at this beautiful page. I absolutely love it. Of course, I glittered mine. If you saw my most recent reel, I had to glitter the butterflies. But you don't have to do that, and they are absolutely lovely, even without any extra accentuating. So let's get busy. What do we need here? I've got some little pieces to glue on. I'm going to use book page. Now I have taken 2 pieces of book page and glued them together. These are not going to show, so you can use those illustrations that you don't like or pages that you don't want to see, and that's okay. So let's get another 2 pages and I'll show you what I did. The size may vary because it'll decide on the size of the book that you have. So I'm not going to give any measurements today, just because this is a fairly big size book. I don't know what the wording on here says. This was from a Vintage Reader's Digest book. Sometimes their appropriateness of wording is different for the time. So this is from like, I think the 1960s or 70s. So this is a good way to use up some of those pages that either you don't trust because of the language or the wording or whatever. And they're just not going to show. We're just going to use it as a base, so it's totally fine. Put some glue on there, and then what I did was simply folded it in half. And you can trim up these edges here if you want to just cut them straight, and in fact it will help to do that. And sometimes I like to round the edges as well. And you can use any size paper clips that you have. You can use the standard size, which is kind of small. You can use the bigger ones. You can use the kind of cool rounded looking ones that you can get from Daiso if you have a Daiso near you. So again, just straightening up those edges. And what we have is just like this. So 2 pieces just for strength and sturdiness, glued together and folded in half like hot dog style. And then we're going to take our paper clips. Like I said, you can use any of the ones that you have. I personally prefer the ones that are just metal for this rather than the plastic coated ones. And I think I'm going to go ahead and use the bigger ones since this is some longer book page. And I don't know how many we're going to be able to fit on here, but we're going to work for several at a time. Now, sometimes people don't understand the idea of mass making. So I've heard people say, well, if you're mass making it, it's not made for quality or whatever. And I don't believe that because I feel like if you're creating something, you're going to make it the quality that you want and that you like. And mass making style just gives you the opportunity to do things a little faster because you're doing all the same steps at once or the like steps at one time. Okay, so let's see. Put one here. Now, if we line this up so I can kind of see, we can do them kind of an inch apart. Just depends on how much room that you want to have. I guess I kind of like to go a little more space in between. I don't usually measure though. I just kind of let it happen. However, my eye sees fit. Okay, let's see. Find a couple more here and then we'll be good. Okay, some of these I need to take out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is about good. Okay, then we're going to clip them on here, just like so. And it doesn't really matter if you have the small prong in the front or the back, because you're not going to see any of this. This is all just part of the hidden process, the hidden portion of the paperclip. Now, you might want to be able to move these a little bit more, depending on what you're going to put on them. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Let's put these ones on. And you can see it doesn't have to be precise. If you are somebody who measures and you want them perfectly spaced apart, do that. If you're not, you can just kind of put them on here, eyeball it, move them around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think maybe I want one more, just because then we'll be able to make an even dozen. Okay, so now the way these are going to work is your paper is going to go, these will slip around. So the book page, when you put it on your journal, is going to go in here like this, and it'll just hang on the edge, which is great. Then you don't have to see any of the stuff that you don't want to see. Okay, so now comes the fun part. We can cut these apart or tear them apart, or we can leave them attached and just kind of work on it like this. Sometimes I do it both ways. Sometimes I just go ahead and cut them apart. And so that will give us this much width to work with. And you can see they'll be a little bit different sizes, and that's okay. And this gives us the ability to make multiples all at one time. Kind of want those a little more evenly spaced out there. And again, down here. And you can still use a trimmer here if you don't cut, if you don't trust yourself to cut straight. I don't normally cut very straight, but I usually can do these okay. Okay, so now we have all these fun pieces to play with here, and I thought it would be fun to put some of these pieces on here. Put pieces of your ephemera, you can put die cuts, you can use pretty patterned paper, any of the things. And the idea here is that you want to cover up the paper clips so that they are hidden. So you can put stuff over the top like this to wrap it around. You can layer things on top. I kind of want to make some like this as well, and I think this would be a really fun piece. This is like a little slide mount or specimen card, whatever you want to call it. And we can put it like this, and then we could even cut this a little shorter, or you could go to the side like this. I think I could like that. We could leave this up here and have a loop that you can put a little charm dangle or something of that sort in. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and ink this one up. And when you have these fun little pieces that you fussy cut out, if you're not a very good fussy cutter, remember to use things to your advantage, like your corner rounders and things of that nature. Now these little pieces, I think I'm going to cut one out, and we'll put in a little window. Now this part is a little bit advanced for doing a mass make. Usually a mass make means that you just want to make a bunch all of the same thing all at the same time. Do all of your, get your book page all assembled, get your paper clips all assembled, and do all the same steps for all 12 of these at one time. That way you're, not having to put things away, get things out, put things away and get things out, stuff like that. But it is okay to work however you feel so inspired. And when I saw this little specimen card, I'm like, that needs to be a window. Now, if you have all the same pieces of ephemera and all the same, you can use anything on here, stickers or charms or anything that you'd like. You can make them all the same, or you can make them, what I like to say, the same but different, making hidden paper clips, which means that they all have like the same base, but they're going to be differently decorated. So the same but different. My husband hates that phrase. He's like, well, if they're but different, then they're not the same. It makes sense in my brain somehow. I don't know. Okay, so we can use a little piece of crinkle wrap and put it behind here. We could use a little piece of masking tape, whatever we want to do. This is just packaging. I don't remember what came in here. Oh, some little piece of sari silk or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's get some glue in there. Put this, and we'll trim around. This just gives us this little bit of a window feel. Again, you don't have to do this when you're mask making. I just feel the need to create this specimen window, so bear with me. I got to get it out of my system. And then you can use a stylus here or a scoreboard and really make sure you get your creases nice. And of course, we need to decide what's going to be visible in these little window pieces. Now, you might not want to do this because if we don't put something in there, it will allow us to see the book page and the paper clip. So kind of defeats the purpose of a hidden paper clip if you can still see it, but you can use anything that you would like. I have this is a piece of the Quilted Blooms, I think it is. Timeless Blooms, and I have Quilted Blooms, also by Line Dot Arrow. So we can just use a little scrap of this to go in between here, and I think that will be fun. Just a little scrap. This is a great way to use up some scraps. And we're going to need double-sided so that it shows up on the back as well. I'll show you what I mean by that. We want to be able to see this fun image here on both sides, back there as well. And we'll just trim around again. Okay, and then, so this is now going to glue here. Put one piece here and one piece on the other side. And you just glue right over your paper clip. Now, I have mine pressed up a little bit because we're going to be able to see that little hook there so that we can do the charm dangle. So then we're going to flip it over and glue this piece on the back here. Same thing, glue all around our paper clip. And you can work on them one at a time like this, or you can, we can take this paper and go ahead and glue it down on all of these, and then we'll have that next step done. And then, of course, you can tear the edges or cut them. All right, we'll just move those. And then we're going to go ahead and put this in here like so. And then we'll go ahead and cut it down here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and tear this off. And now this part is optional, but I find it really does help. I'm going to go ahead and use my corner rounder on this piece here to round these inside corners. So that way, when you're trying to get these pages to go onto your journal, it's a little easier. Okay, here we go. And now we'll put this in here. And see, it's okay if this little edge hangs out. If you don't like that, you can cut it off, but I do kind of like it actually. I'll probably trim some more of that plastic wrap around. And you could put a word in there, you could put a pressed flower in there, a die cut, whatever it is that you like. And I'm going to go ahead and ink just a little bit more. I'm using Frayed Burlap Distress Oxide ink, just to get rid of those white edges and accent just a little bit. Okay, and then I'll go ahead and do this. Now, one thing to consider is that in doing this along the side, like so, oops, I want to make sure I frame that little rose in there. The paper's going to have to like slip on here like this because this side is getting closed out. So I could cut this apart and glue it onto the front and the back. I kind of like it together though, so we'll just see if it'll work. Sometimes there is experimentation with your crafting, and don't skip that part because sometimes that's how you find the cool things. And I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, I'll just make a little cut right there and it'll be fine. Okay, I think that's super cute. Now we could add lace or brads or eyelets or whatever you want to add. Okay, so for these other ones, I'm going to go ahead and use that same backing paper that we had and put them all so that it covers up these little paper clips. And you could collage it with little bits of your scraps like this, or this, or you can even sometimes use other book page and let the book page show. But I'm going to continue using these little pieces and we'll get them all covered. I'm going to put it on fast forward for you. Okay, maybe you don't have a corner rounder and you do want them to make sure that they will clip on really good to your surface. You can always take your glue, put a little bit here, and fold this up over the paper clip. Make it a little shorter and give it a little more sturdiness here. And we'll do that on both sides. And the glue doesn't have to be anything fancy. This is just Elmer's school glue. So this will make a little shorter clip, but you can fold those ends up, and then when you're trying to slide this onto your journal page, it will more easily fit right in there. And as you've been watching here on Fast Forward, I am just decorating all these sides, and I'm going to go ahead and decorate the back sides, and then I'll be back with the video magic that happens here. Okay, I almost forgot to turn the camera back on. Just want to show you what I have here. So I have decorated all of them front and back. Excuse my inky hands. Had a lot of fun inking there, and now that we have them to this point, there's a lot of different things you can do. You can leave them as they are if you're happy with them. Maybe you want to leave them a little more generic if you don't know what journal you're going to be working on. Maybe you want to add some bulb pins and charms, or even just another paper clip with a charm on it, or whatever it is. And this will make it have a little dangle. So this is just a little bee charm here. So through the top loop of that paper clip that hangs there, and we can see we've got a cute little charm. Very cute. You want to pay attention to both sides though, because this is going to go over the page of your journal eventually, or use as a bookmark in a book or whatever. So you'll be able to see the front and the back. So definitely double check that. And these are a little bit bulky. They do add some bulk to your journal, and I usually am okay with that. You can see on this one, I put a little piece of, I think that's just muslin. Left it a little ratty. You can use eyelets. I think on one of them I did use an eyelet here, and you can put a jump ring through here, or a little brad or charm, or just use it as a little piece of decoration. You can decorate with some prima flowers, or even just little die cut flowers. And you could even use some little enamel dots. If you don't have enamel dots, you can make your own with Nuvo drops. And we'll put one here. I like to add just a little bit of glue in addition to the adhesive that's on the back there. And this will just kind of give it another little accent. Make it look a little more like it has a focal point and some texture and dimension. Very cute. And where else might I want one of these? Let's put one here. And you could use scraps of lace, ribbon, fabric, whatever you have. Just make sure if you're putting things at the bottom here that you account for the fact that this needs to open in order to slip over your page. So I did have this one. I want to put an enamel dot right here in the corner, and I think I might put this little punched out flower. This was just from a floral punch that I have. I'll put this right here in the center, or on the corner rather. I was thinking an enamel dot in the center. There we go. And we'll use this smaller one. You could use bling if you want to have something glittery. You could just use your stickles or something and put a little dot. Anything goes, so use what you have. And look how sweet that is. I love that. Okay, so the point of this Mass Make March was to be able to get through and make a bunch of things all at once. So I got them all to this point. Now, if I want to put this in a journal, I could always put a focal point here or a word or whatever. I've got some flowers on the back. So depending on the journal that you're making, you can leave them a little more generic, ready to go and decorate once they're ready to go into a journal. You can see on this one, I did glitter up those wings. Love it. And I left the back a little bit plain so I can decide if I want to put something else there. And like I said, you can have fun decorating these pieces. They can go in on the side of a page or at the top of a page. They can go over a pocket if you don't want it to hang out at the top of the book. You can add some beads. Just go crazy and have some fun. Use your stash. Use what you have. And I hope this helps you get crafting and that you will enjoy Mass Make March. If you type in the hashtag Mass, M-A-S-S, Make March, you'll see a lot of other creators out there doing fun things for March as well. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all of those YouTube things, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.